welcome to the Homosexual Agenda. I'm Ryan, and I'm here with my friend Kayla.
Hey.
So, Kayla has her own YouTube channel called Chaotic K and
Yeah.
all that, and so we decided to have a little together podcast thingy going on. So, this theme for this episode is gonna be about being gay.
Yeah.
That's kind of, this one's also gonna be a lot less serious. Like my first
Yeah.
two were very monotone, not monotone, yeah, monotone. And I was a lot more serious, but me and Kayla aren't good at being
I
serious.
feel it though with like being serious when you're by yourself because it's hard to like be jokey about
Yeah.
that, you know? Also, I just realized I wasn't facing the mic at all.
Yeah,
I'm,
so
like looking at you.
yeah. So we're gonna start off with section. Or I have on my outline like sections to go through. So the first section that we're gonna talk about is kind of like finding out about us being not like straights and all that. So Kayla, when did you first find out that you were not a straight?
I didn't have like a name for it until middle school, but I remember in kindergarten I really liked this girl, like my friend Emily, and I didn't know I liked her, so I like you know most people like know when they like someone, and that's just not easy for me, so I didn't know if I liked her or not.
Hmm.
And then I found out I did, and I think back at it and like that's the first time I've ever really liked someone. But I remember liking her, and like because I liked her, I just did like everything she did, and she liked a guy, so I was like, "Oh, obviously I like him too." Like that's how that works, but nah, it's hella gay.
Yeah. I remember because mine's a little bit less
PG?
adorable.
Yeah.
um, it was like third grade, and my friend, not really friend, but friend Victor, he was like, "Hey, you should go to this website, man," and it was an adult website, and
Victor, more
so
like Dictor.
yeah,
Sorry.
and so I like went home and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go see this cool site, like this is gonna be
Rad.
really cool. And so I went to it, and then it was adults, and I was like, oh, and of course, like with one of the ads was like a naked lady, and I just kind of like looked at it, and I didn't like I didn't process what this meant, but in my head I was just like, oh,
Gross.
no thanks. Like I just like was not about
Yeah.
it, and so it like took me until this was like third grade, and then in middle school I kind of went, oh, I don't like girls.
I think a lot of gay people have that moment where they're like, "Oh,
Yeah,
that makes sense."
yeah.
Okay.
So it was kind of one of those things where I just kind of didn't like realize, like I just kind of was like, oh, whatever. I just don't like girls. It's
Yeah.
like that's normal. But I didn't. I'm like I'm still straight.
Yeah.
And then I was like, no, you
I
can't.
love that. I
You
didn't
can't.
like girls, but I'm still straight.
Yeah. But I mean it. In middle school, like it was just kind of one of those things where I was like, oh, okay, like I didn't tell that I told like two people, but I was like, yes, I
I'm the
am.
gay.
And then later on, like I got to like seventh or eighth grade, and I was like, no, I'm gonna be like I told like more people like that. I think I told you like when I met you, because at that point I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, Kayla's cool.
Yeah.
And so like now like I'm all about it. Like I don't. I mean I of course like walk around like, excuse me, I'm gay. Like I do that sometimes, but I try not, like I'm not like out there like move out of the way, I'm gay. Like I
Move,
don't,
I'm
yeah,
gay.
yeah, yeah. I don't like go around like yelling
I
about
feel
it,
it.
but I'm very much like more like
I,
gung ho with my gay.
I really feel that. I remember the other day we got into a debate about gay stuff, and the person was getting really angry about it, and I was like, "Well, I'm gay, so
Yeah,
like it's not you're not shouting it, but when
yeah,
it's needed, you're shouting it."
yeah. And definitely like from like there's definitely a social change as well as just like a lot like more confidence in your sexuality like happens, but also there's just like a change in your person as you grow up kind of
Ye-
thing. Like I I mean it was always kind of present, like not to stereotype myself into the whole gay category, but I was like didn't do sports, didn't like hang out with guys, didn't do a lot of like stereotypical like straight dude stuff, and
yeah.
then I just kind of like continued with that and it just kind of happened to turn into the struggling artist gay,
I
and that
thought you were just gonna say turned into the gay.
yeah, I
Like
turned
it's a
into the gay
process.
like werewolf every full moon.
I was gonna try to think of like a stereotype to compare that to, but
Yeah.
I forgot.
So what about you? How did you like kind of change up as you?
As like I remember when I was younger, and I don't know if this like relates to the gayness. um, but I used to like. Thank you, Ryan. He was adjusting my mic. Um, I remember when I was young, I was like that kind of too, where I was like stereotypical, like I hated girly things, I hated pink, I hated like all that jazz, and I kept on thinking like, well, no, I'm tough, I'm like a guy and stuff like that, and that might have just been me projecting or not projecting, but like being like, hey, I am not girl in this way, you know what
Mm,
I mean? Like I was rejecting girl stuff because something about me didn't feel like a girl, and I think that was like liking girls because you even if you like are raised in a household where it's acceptable, like I was raised in a household that it was fine to be gay, you just weren't taught about it, so you express it in different ways or in different gays. Sorry. um but yeah, like I growing up I was super against like anything feminine, and as I got older I was like I'm just gay. Like that's it. Like that's the whole reason why I'm rejecting the color pink is cuz I like girls. Like I
mm.
feel more masculine, but I'm not. It sounds weird, but that's like how I like evolved and like evolved. I'm a Pokemon. Wait, is this would be my second stage then, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Um,
But
I
yeah.
also like remember, um, like all those times with those dudes were like, if you if you pick that pencil up, you're gay. Or like if you stand up right now, you're gay. And I
You
was
be
like,
standing.
yeah, I disregarded. I was like, you're just being dumb. And then here I am. They were right.
Well,
Standing up made me gay.
be careful if you
Not
pick up that
clickbait.
pencil.
um, but to kind of transition more and segue into the second part, um, how like what would you say as far as being gay like right now and almost sort of doing an advice thing, I guess, like how would you describe your own like attitude around being gay and all that?
Cool. Like, sorry, I probably shouldn't have started with that. I think it's like just another part of your life that you're just like, yeah, that's cool. It's like a personality trait, but not controllable. You know what I
Mm,
mean?
yeah.
Like, you can change your personality, but you can't really change the gay.
Yeah.
Um, but it's just like we're in an age where like it's not super accepting, but a lot more accepting than it has been in the past. So it's just cool. I'm
Yeah.
trying to think of like I'm scatterbrained right now. I have like 12 different ideas going off. Um, but it's like chill. Like I'm saying like too much.
Mm,
But yeah, like it's it. A lot of people are okay with it, and a lot of people are like fine with it. And like if you're fine with it, even if people aren't, then it's cool. And like it's just really chill.
yeah. I think for me it's you definitely gain a form of confidence whenever like you being not straight is involved. I also use like I didn't like use it, but I also kind of because aside from being gay, like I'm this like I almost said straight.
Aside from being gay, I'm straight.
Um, but like I'm like a white dude and all that. Like I was kind of like it was sort of my ticket into like relating with other people on like oppression and not being one of like just the stereotypical like straight white dude that's wrinkly and is you know what I mean.
Thinking of an old man.
Yeah.
um, I
But
feel it.
just kind of like using that to kind of be like, yes,
Yeah,
I
like you can be like, I understand, not just like,
yeah,
oh, I can pretend to
yeah,
understand. Like
yeah, yeah,
you actually do get it, not just
yeah,
straight white boys being like, oh, I get it. I'm
yeah,
oppressed because people hate straights,
yeah.
which isn't really a thing.
No, I I put this in and I feel like it meant something at the time. I mean to a certain extent it didn't mean anything, but in the outline it just says
Oh
farmersonly.com.
yeah, Oh
and
yeah.
I don't. That like sort of like meant something at the time that I wrote that, but I don't know
I
what it
don't
was.
remember
So
either.
we're gonna move on from that, and also the bullet point below it that's just D D D D D D D D D D D D D D D.
Oh no.
And we're just gonna move past that. So this is where I'm gonna take a moment to uh, give a shout out to my sponsor for this podcast, who um, we have for this segment. Um, and so this sponsorship goes out to Jolly Ranchers.
Woo.
Jolly Ranchers, the taste you can't resist. In flavors grape, blue raspberry, watermelon, cherry,
If
strawberry.
you like the blue raspberry, get away.
You what?
I hate blue raspberry.
You hate
Yeah,
blue?
I hate it so much.
And that's it for Kayla on this podcast. Could say goodbye, Kayla.
Oh, but blue's nasty.
No, I hate cherry. Or no,
I love cherry.
yeah, I'm not a big fan of cherry.
Can we just all agree on grape? Who made that? No one likes grape.
It's okay.
Don't tell me. Okay. No.
Share this if you're gay and you like grape.
Share this if you're gay and you hate blue raspberry.
No.
Yes.
Okay, well that was our sponsor. Thanks. I hope you buy Jolly Ranchers now. Okay, so back to being gay. Um, so how do you? We're gonna talk more about like society's interactions with gay people. So when it comes to actual like physical gays in physical public areas, how would
Physically.
yes, physically in every physically God.
Sorry,
I was
sorry.
wondering when it was gonna happen. I was like, me and Kayla always have these segments where at some point
We're like
one of us, yeah, words just stop.
Yeah, and we just make noises back and forth.
Yeah. And so basically, yeah, like how does society like now? Do you notice how does society react to like excuse me.
I agree.
How does society react to like gay dudes or to gay girls or whatever like in public? How would you say?
I feel like most of the time the people who say anything, you get like two extremes from different sides.
Yeah.
Where you either get people will be like, disgusting, don't do that in front of me.
Yeah.
On like, which also those people who say that are usually the people who are like making out with their girlfriend or like boyfriend
Yeah.
in public and sticking each other's like tongues down their throat and like fucking on a train. Like, I don't know why specifically a train, but like who are the most PDA, and they'll get mad at you for that. There's either that side or there's the exact opposite side. And this is appreciated, but also kind of like not overwhelming, but just weird. Kind of, I guess is the word. There'll be the other side where they'll be like, "Oh my god, I so support you. You guys are amazing, and it's awesome, and I love it." And on one hand, it's really nice because it's like, "Yeah, thank you." But on the other hand, it's like, "I just want to kiss the cute girl. Please stop."
Yeah, like the fangirls that are like you're
Yeah.
like like have the gay best friend like
Oh,
possession
yeah.
accessory like. Yay! I love my two gay babies.
Yeah,
Yay! Like ugh.
That's or like. I don't get this as often, but I've known people who get this. Like, if it's two girls, they'll be like, "Oh, can I join?" or something like that, and it's like, "Dude, no,
Yeah.
not invited."
Like the dude bro who's like, can I just like watch?
Yeah, and that's like, it's appreciated when people will be like, "That's okay," but it's more appreciated if you do it like quietly. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if you have this, but do you ever have like the gay look where you like acknowledge someone else is gay and you're like, "I see you.
Yeah,
we in
yeah,
this
yeah.
bitch together."
Yeah, like seeing gays in public, like just kind of like finding gays and being like, oh my god. Yeah, like
yeah.
you'll just see someone like notice one gay thing about them and you're like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm hacker voice, I'm in.
Yeah, and you can like tell someone you're supportive of them in like other ways than like, oh my god, yes, it's amazing.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I remember there was one day in our school when we had what was it, Spirit Week, and one day was a cape day, and this guy came in and he had a pride flag as his cape, and like instead of being like, you gay, me too, I went up to him. He was with my friend, and I went up to him and I was like, dude, I'm digging the cape, and like we had that look of like, I'm gay, you're gay, we know.
Yeah.
We know.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean like that's kind of not that great to stereotype gays, but it's also like really useful as like an identifying feature. Because like I'm not trying to assume when someone's gay, but it's very helpful if it's uh, like you don't have
Oh,
to
yeah.
adhere to stereotypes, but it's also like, oh my god, like
I
yeah,
very much feel it because like straight people are so gay. Like they act,
yeah,
especially like straight boys are just gay with everyone, where they'll
yeah,
like grab butts and stuff like that, and straight girls are like act. It's very hard to find out if a girl is gay or not because there's so many times where I'll see like two girls holding hands and I'm like, hey, hey,
yeah,
we're yeah, and then like they'll be like, oh, this is my girlfriend or something like that, and then like a couple days later they'll be like, yeah, no, we're just friends, and it's like,
yeah,
why would you say that? And with guys, they're always like touching each other,
yeah.
and it's like, how, what?
I I feel like I've told you a story, but just for anyone who's listening, I was in my U.S. history class, and there were these two dudes, and one of them sitting at a desk, and the other one like comes over, and he's like, "Yo, your eyes look really beautiful, bro." And then the dude sitting down is like, "Bro, don't make me kiss you. I'll kiss you.
Oh,
Don't test me." And then like they stood up and they literally like got like an inch away from each other's faces, and I was like, "Oh my god."
I, I have a really similar story. In my geoscience class a couple years ago, there was this guy was like in another dude's way, and the dude got really close to him and was like, "Better move before I kiss your cute ass." And it was
Mhm.
like,
Yeah.
what? What's
It's
going on?
so weird.
Yeah, like straight people are the gayest people I know.
Yeah.
They're way more PDA about being gay,
Yeah,
which is
honestly.
weird. What
Yeah.
is this? What's happening?
Which is another thing that's kind of like I appreciate that guys nowadays are a lot more cool with not being like, oh, you got to be masculine or else it's like you're
A no no.
yeah, like that was kind of thing that was annoying was how much it was like if like I appreciate the fact that guys are more open and like affectionate now like cuz
Yeah.
before it was very much like
If you
if
look at another man a certain way, then
yeah,
devil himself is gonna eat you.
it's like, "Oh, can I borrow a pencil?" And you're like, "Yeah, sure." And then like your hands like graze each other. Yeah. Your hands like graze each other while you're passing pencils and then like Ricky from the corner is like, "You guys are gay." Like it's just it was annoying and like it's just really nice that that's kind of started to wear off like cuz
Yeah.
it like
Because it,
having yeah.
sorry.
No.
Because like at first when that like first started happening, it kind of seemed like a joke. Like they were just like being like, haha, we're funny because we're acting gay. But like the more it's happened, like the more you joke like that, the less it's like a joke. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like I've seen some guys just hold hands, and at first they're like, haha, it's funny, and then like they just keep going, and it's like the joke's over. Like
Yeah.
they're just chilling there now. Like they're just having fun, and that's
Yeah.
cool. They're having a gay old time.
It's my
Sorry.
favorite candy.
Oh, amazing.
Yes.
I kind of like Gay Day though. That's my favorite candy. Or Pay Gay. Pay Gay, please. Me when I get a job.
Uh,
Sorry, I'm tired and out of jokes.
Hi, tired and out of jokes. I'm dad.
Dad, I'm
Okay.
coming out. Sorry.
No one at home saw this, but Kayla like leaned in to talk and then hit her glasses on the
They
filter.
might have heard it.
I
Like,
hope so. I hope you heard the little tap.
tap, tap, tap it on the glass.
I don't know what song that is.
Oh, it's from Dear Evan Hansen.
Oh.
Which, they have one song part in this, or Bibs.
Bibs.
Cool. Bibs. They have one part in one song called Sincerely Me, where they're like, our friendship goes beyond your average kind of bond, but not because we're gay. So that's
Nice.
what that has to do with this. Also, Connor's gay, so just putting that
Nice.
out there. Or at least bi guy.
Yeah. But Connor the bi guy.
Connor the bi guy. Con. What are we doing? Where are we, God?
I think that's kind of like we're already at 19 minutes and like 24 seconds, so I think this is a good point to kind of start doing the outro. Because like I usually make my episodes like 20 minutes long, and
Yeah,
that's
I
already a
feel
lot. So hope you guys enjoyed this like lighter themed episode of the Homosexual
We weren't
Agenda.
talking about lighters. We were talking about gay people.
Kayla, I swear to God.
The pause was my favorite thing in this podcast. That you can even see it on the audio
Yeah,
right now. That
there's,
giant pause.
there's just like a flat line. Kayla's like looking at me and I'm just not having it. But I hope you enjoyed this happier
Yeah,
version
I was
of
happy because it was gay.
Kayla. I literally want. I'm trying to end the episode.
Sorry.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed this more comical episode.
I love comics. Speaking of comics, Fun Home's a really good comic. If you're gay, read Fun Home.
Kayla,
I'm sorry. I'll stop.
you're not, and that's the thing is I know you're lying
No,
to me.
no, comedy comes in threes. I need to stop now. That was a third.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Homosexual Agenda. I'm your host Ryan with our guest Kayla saying goodbye.
Bye. Get it like bye, like gays.
I thought you said it came in threes.
Sorry.